What's one of the most important things a realtor has to do when they're starting their business? Well, I'll tell you, it's about developing an army of partners that you have, whether you're on a team, an individual agent, or what. You need a group of partners that you can count on. I'm Kathy Burns, and this is Real Estate Riches. Subscribe below if you like this kind of talk because we're here to learn from each other. And I encourage you to ask me questions below. Let's mastermind together. Well, when I started in real estate, I was also new to the state. And I knew that I needed an army. I needed people that would be referral partners, but I also knew I needed things that were going to be like the plumber, the electrician, all the different, the attorney, the mortgage person, all those people, but not just anybody. I really wanted high quality, same value focus as me partners that I could work with. So I started my own networking group and evolved into BNI, which has been a game changer for me. And I encourage you to do the same kind of thing for you. But now that I'm expanding my business where I'm global, and I'm doing that because technology is making our world so much smaller, and also it's more fun. And there's another story about that too. The market has changed, right? So there is a shortage of homes in our areas for sale. There's a glutton of buyers, and with a shortage of homes, that makes it challenging. The buyer's agents are going nuts, and the listing agents are happier, but the listing agents are struggling with their sellers thinking they can get more than they should. That's also an important thing to be doing, keeping up with your education, not just your networking, about how to really analyze the properties, but not just that, how to work with your clients and teach them. That's where the DISC profile comes into play, where you're actually learning their styles and you're being better with explaining all of that. So all of these are just tools. But the army of professionals that you surround yourself is important because it's not just integrity and quality of work, it's attitude, it's efficiency, it's promptness, it's integrity, all these different things. Because when you're picking your army, they are an extension of you, and you need that. So when I'm starting to reach out globally, I'm kind of going blind, just as a brand new agent is, right? And I've found that LinkedIn has been a very important tool for me. And I encourage you to start checking into LinkedIn. Pay attention to your profile. How's it laid out? Utilize all the features that it's got. Make comments on different people. Recommendations is a really cool thing to do with LinkedIn because you're actually giving like a 5-star review type of thing. And there's also endorsements. Endorsements are lame. They mean nothing, but recommendations mean a lot. And when you find people that you have worked with and you do a recommendation on their LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn says, hey, we're going to set this aside so that they can review it and decide if they want to approve it or not. How nice is that? On their platform. And would you like to ask them if they would want to do a recommendation for you? Yes, of course I would. And that's how you build up your own recommendations. So don't be out there just willy-nilly recommending people. Find people that you know and trust. And, you never know who you'll do business with as a realtor. You never know who they'll know. So I don't care, if you never sell a home to them, you don't know how you'll benefit. And they'll benefit too. So go do recommendations and start to build that networking team of the quality professionals that you're working with. Now, I use all of this hand in hand with ChatGPT to help me organize it all, keep my list together of all my peeps with their phone numbers and things like that, so I can set it up in my phone. So I set it up in systems as well, because all of this is basically a system. The system of the networking, the system of how you're going to get more business by becoming known better yourself. Because think about this. If you just went to one of your spheres, like let's say your plumber that you adore, and you go and you do a recommendation on LinkedIn, assuming they are on there, and they do one back for you. Now you want to space this out, because if all of a sudden it looks like you did 20 of them in January or February, it doesn't work. But I would say this is where your time management comes into play. And you say, I'm going to do one a week. Every time I'm on LinkedIn and I'm checking my stuff, part of my routine is that I do a recommendation on somebody. Maybe I go through my list of people at the beginning of the month and I pick 5 people I'm going to do a recommendation on. And that's just my protocol of my time management of how I'm going to do it. In fact, I like that. I'm going to put that in my plan because those recommendations are powerful. LinkedIn loves it. So when LinkedIn sees that you are intertwining with the platform, even on the free one, especially on the free one, you still get action. There are also the featured section in there where you can do articles. And you can do an article on some of your people that you really believe in your team, and do an article on that again. And you can tag them in there. Do you think your sphere that you're working with, your plumber, your electrician, your mortgage person, loves it when you just did an article like, this is my army that I have on my team here that works with me? And you do the asterisk sign, name their LinkedIn thing. You are promoting them. You are in that featured section. It stays locked in there. It's kind of like pinning it within your LinkedIn profile, and you'll have those in there. That army that you've got is going to love you. Who do you think is going to give you referrals? They are. Hello. So this networking thing is really a big deal. And see how it weaves into all the different things that you do in your business? Yes, all of this does. I'm a big fan of LinkedIn, and I am doing it a lot more globally. So for me, what I've been doing is finding people that I see are very popular in, like, for example, Portugal. That's been a hot spot for me. And what I'm finding is people from Portugal are reaching out to me because of what they see me do. So I've had a money exchanger who's amazing. I've gotten to know her. I trust her. I've sent her lots of referrals. I've got another EXP agent that I've gotten to know so much better. We're doing business in a completely different way together, and it's been outstanding. Many developers are reaching out to me because they want Americans who are investing in Portugal, and they see that I'm a luxury agent, and they say, you probably know some of these people. Well, what I do is I think bigger, and I teach agents here in basically California and Florida how to pay attention to their sphere they already have, reach out to them, and talk to them about opportunities that are going on in Portugal. Were they interested at all? And they get new business and they get leads. Now, how do I benefit from that? Well, a lot of those agents over there in Portugal are aligned with EXP. So because they're aligned with EXP, and if they're in my organization, which is my agenda to grow my organization in Portugal, then I get residual income. You see the ripple effect. Everything I do has a ripple effect. And it all starts with that networking, like I'm talking about, the ripple effects. Because instead of trying to do it all, I leverage it. And that's what networking is all about: leveraging yourself, leveraging your reputation, and becoming known as, one of the things I'm known as is, I got a guy and a gal too. And so that helps me. People think of me and call me for that. You can steal that tagline. I don't care. You're in a whole different area. It doesn't matter. That's another thing. When you give without fear that, oh, they're going to steal my ideas. You want to know how many are going to steal your ideas? Very few. And if they do, bless them. Bless them. It doesn't matter. There's enough to go around for the ones that have hustle, right? So there were so many lessons mixed in here outside of the networking, right? Because it is a weave. It's a weave of all these different things that you do. And if you really want to be successful in real estate, it isn't just about building a team, then building them to go to all these different states. It doesn't have to be. You can be one solo agent who builds an international group of agents like me, and that's how I do it through EXP. And you don't have to be the agent who thinks, I just got to have a bigger and bigger chain and someday I can sell it. You don't have to. There's other paths. EXP is a really cool path, and a lot of agents are choosing that way. Some are just saying, I'm just going to do it as my own little territory and be the buyer and seller. Well, okay, you can do that, but you don't have to. That's the point. If you think bigger, you can think global, you can incorporate tech into it. You empower all the people that you're already working with. You build your sphere of quality people. You'll become known as the agent who can solve all the issues because you got a guy or a gal. And that's who you really want to be, right? So think about that. Networking is very important, and I encourage you to do all those things we just talked about. So if you like this, please subscribe below and ask questions. Let's have a talk. I'm creating a new Facebook group that I will be promoting here soon. And that is about agents basically masterminding together. And I know they're out there, but mine's not going to let anybody be jerks. How do you like that? I like it a lot myself. So I'm hoping I may be alone, but I'm hoping you'll join me. We'll talk soon.